Good morning, everyone. I will be on in a minute. Good morning, everyone. Sweet tea, good morning. About to close out my whole screen here. Sven Larson, good morning, sir. How are you? Hope you guys are doing well. Going to play a little Geo chant before we get started. Cape Verde. No clue. Now, it could be this right here. No, I kind of knew it was over there, but Cape Verde. And so that's the Canary Islands up there. Lesotho, that is in South Africa. Bangladesh. Is it this one? One of them's Nepal, and one of them's Bangladesh. I have no idea. Wait, what's this? That was Bangladesh. Good guess. Antigua and Barbuda. Always mix these ones up, but I think I'll get it right. Just got to take my time. I think it's these two. Because I normally would want to pick these two, but that is not them. This is that Kittis and St. Nevis or something like that. It's these two. Antigua and Barbuda, 93,000 people. Suzanne, good morning. Hey, teacher, good morning. I can't stay. I just woke up to get water and couldn't sleep again. It's too early for me, but I'll watch the replay. Sounds good, Suzanne. I know how it is. I'm good. Just freezing my sister's ass off here. 25 degrees. Damn. Yeah, we're a little warmer than that today here, but it's been down there a couple times. All right, let's do a couple more. Sao Tome and Principe. That I have no idea. I mean, that could be over by Samoa. Or maybe it's these two. I think it's these two. Yeah, it's these two. Because this is equatorial. This is part of Equatorial Guinea. I'm going to try these two. Yep. I remembered. Gambia. I always get this one. Oh, no, I know where this one's at. It's inside of whatever this is. Is that Sentinel? Benin? That's the one that looks like a dick. Would not want to live in a country that looked like a dick. Dominican Republic. Let's see here. We have Haiti, Dominican Republic. Hungary hippos. We got Turkey. I think Hungary's right here. Tunisia. That is right here. All right, one more and we'll be done. Bosnia and Herzegovina. And that is, I believe, this one right here. 3.2 million. Sarajevo. I think we had there was a little war over there at one point, right? Well, what is going on? Yesterday I made a bunch of pie crusts. I make pie crusts from scratch, and then I bake it in these little mini tins. And then from there, I either do the cheesecakes or my little crumble pies or whatever I'm going to make. Well, they only need to bake for 7 minutes. Well, I came in my room for a minute and I forgot. And then like 30 minutes later, I go back to the kitchen, and as soon as I walk out, I could just smell everything's burning. So that was a waste. I saved the tins, but all the pie crust had to get thrown away. It happens. What is today? Thursday? Man. January 8th. This year has already started out crazy. They already scrubbed the internet of the Switzerland fire, which I know that thing just haunts me. I know that thing was a fuck. I want to know who was in that building. And the fact they took it off the internet so quick. It's just gone, that whole story. Remember there was the fire in Switzerland at like the ski resort bar or whatever, and all those people died and a whole bunch of people were injured. That whole thing is just, I know that was a setup. It's just par for the course, but there's so much shit going on already that it's already forgotten about. I think most people already kind of forgot about it after, 1 week. It's gone. And it doesn't matter how many people die or burn up or whatever the case may be. You put out another story and nothing else matters. It's crazy. Excuse me. Donna's doing it. Good morning. Couldn't sleep. Well, I'm the show for that. Joe Della, good morning. Good to see you guys. I always set a timer when I cook, bake, just in case. I had the timer set, just didn't hear it. Left the kitchen, and that's a no-no, especially because, well, I mean, first of all, it only cost it cost me maybe 10 minutes worth of my time and $5 worth of ingredients. But still, nobody wants to do that. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. So, Tommy, good morning. Good to see you, sir. So I got to start over again this morning on that. But I thought I was going to do egg rolls. This is how easily I am influenced. You get a little cat walk by me and I'm distracted with the little kitty. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. What are you doing? You need some food? Meanwhile, the house that I was about to put out that was on fire gets forgotten about. I mean, that's just how my brain works. So I wanted to do egg rolls, but then my ex messaged me and she's like, you got to check out this TikTok video. I said, I don't do TikTok. I can't stand TikTok. Well, you need TikTok. I'm not getting TikTok. What is it? There's mini pancakes. Yes, I've seen them before. She's like, well, you should sell them. And I thought about it for a minute. I was like, you know what? She's probably right. Because I just immediately thought about the admin building. And I was like, man, those guys will freaking tear those things up. You just have to set up a little bit earlier in the morning. So, better than a bad taste in your customer's mouth. Exactly, sweet tea. I am the front line. You have to have quality control built into your soul when you do this kind of stuff. Otherwise it's just, for example, strawberries have been so expensive lately, and the more expensive they are, the worse the quality. That's just the way that it works. When strawberries are the cheapest, it's because there's so many of them and they're beautiful and life is good. I actually seen some cheap strawberries at Winco last night. It's weird because it's the cheapest I've seen them, literally half of what I've been paying, less than half. They're beautiful. They're at a store they normally wouldn't be at. And then the store that I normally get them at, they're not there. The sign is there again that says, due to inclement weather, there's no strawberries. So go figure that one out. I guess maybe one of the genetically modified greenhouses finally cropped. I don't fucking know. It's hard to make sense of some of this stuff. But you got to have quality control. Just because you spend $10 for a 2-pound thing of strawberries and there's 5-10 moldy ones in there, you know what I mean? You just can't use them. You just got to go. Sometimes you just got to eat it. Same thing with things don't sell. Sometimes they got to get thrown away. It's just part of the game, And if you don't, and you try to sell, garbage, people are going to know. Like the other day, is out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shortcakes that I've made, I didn't burn them, but I browned the top because I forgot that they were in the oven, and I went to pick up a pizza really quick, which is literally only 5 minutes away, and I was about a minute and 10 seconds late on pulling them out of the oven. Maybe a little bit. I can't remember exactly what it was. Something like that. They were brown on the top, and I still used them. But I felt guilty because, fuck, they're not perfect. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my stuff. You know what I mean? Just it has to be perfect. And after you do it 100,000 times, it just becomes second nature. You make it look easy, but that quality has to be there, or you're not going to get the repeat customers. Mossada, do you have a good relationship now with your ex? I always have, Donna. I mean, even when we broke up, start watching the kids, and I have 2 exes though. One of them's a psycho, which I don't have a relationship with her at all. That's a whole nother thing. And then I have one that's a normal human being, and yeah, we have a I wouldn't say it's a great relationship, but she's the reason I do this business. She's the one that got me started in it. It was her words, her encouragement that, got me doing this. So I'm forever grateful for that. And I help her out when I can. You know, she has well, we won't get into Gila. Mini pancakes with protein. Sign me up. Yes. Now, I'll show you the video that she sent me. Hold on. Let me get to let me pull it up here. Geez, it's amazing. Like I don't, I'm such a. Don't send me one video unless you want me to text you about 20 fucking times about something. That's all I'm saying. And people that are in my group text know that. Let's see here. Here we go. Get rid of this. Dun 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 dun. So it's definitely all about the presentation, which I give her like a 4 out of 10 for this box of just a jumbled mess of diabetes and heart attack. But I'll make it to where it's going to be awesome. That's way too much just shit in one box. But, I'm sure you guys have seen before. And there's a place around here that when the Dubai bars were kicking off, and this place was selling the strawberries in Dubai and the chocolate in the cup, and then they were also selling these mini pancakes. They had to have the police traffic control the road because the people spill out into the road through the drive-through. It was that busy. So I don't know. Everybody always wants breakfast, especially at work. I think this is such a good idea, because if I go, let's say I do egg rolls, even if my egg rolls are the best egg rolls ever made, known to man, they go home and tell their spouses and their grandkids about these egg rolls. I'm still competing against DoorDash and Uber Eats and all that shit. But they don't start ordering Uber Eats until a certain time, because the restaurants don't open until, if you're going to order like pizza or hamburger or this or that, you might be able to get one from like McDonald's or something, but most of their Uber Eats come from restaurants, and they don't open until like 11 o'clock, 11:30, 10:30, something like that. So, but their administration building opens up at 8. So that's like 2.5 solid hours that I have that are just money on the table. You know what I mean? So, and then I could probably from there convince certain people to just order from me for lunch for certain things, So I'm definitely gonna pursue it. It's it's cheap for one of those little machines. Even the big ones are less than $200, but yeah, I'm gonna try it. I always let my business pay for my what do you call it? My investments. So whatever money I make on Friday, extra money I make on Friday, this weekend basically, I'll use to damn, sorry, I'm missing all these chats. Where did I not? Good morning. Pay attention. It's your fault. Shut up. I don't know what that was for, but it had to have been something good. Did I miss anybody? Joe Della. I just bought mini pancakes, extra protein, and they kept me full all morning. Extra protein. What do you mean by extra protein? Is there protein in pancakes, or they're adding protein to the pancake? Reputation is imperative. You only get what you pay for, 100%. Yeah, where are you guys getting the protein? Is that 'cause I never ordered the pancakes. Some here, no issues with my ex. Same here, no issues with my ex. We told the kids they were conceived in love. Yes. Yeah. Nice video. Shame about the right. It's the music. They always ruin the shit with the music. You know, it's weird. And I see that. You know, that's like something that bothers me online. It just ruins people. Like you see especially these younger girls. They'll get into doing what I do, the baking and dipping the strawberries, and then they do that hardcore rap bullshit music to it. I mean, does anybody? I don't. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. To each their own. I will put music to some of my videos sometimes. I have my own genre. You know, I'm stuck in the 80s. It is what it is. I guess everybody does their own thing. But yeah, so let's get off of that. Cancel. We don't want to leave the site. What do we got here? Grab and girl breakfast. Yeah, so mini pancakes. I'm gonna try that next week. This week I bought and I've made these before. I just made one yesterday just to make sure that I got everything for it. Snack cups that I sell them for $5 a piece, and they have almonds, chocolate covered almonds, and raisins, craisins, pepperoni, salami, 2 different types of cheese, blueberries, grapes, and I think that's it. And they just go in a little plastic thing with a lid, $5. Sometimes I have this one lady, she buys all of them at one time. She takes them home to her kids. So made those, and then I bought stuff to make chicken Caesar salad in a cup. I'm going to sell those tomorrow as well. Well, I'm going to try. I'm just going to make a few of them. I'm not trying to make a bunch of money. I just want to start. You got to start somewhere. Is your favorite Beatles song Strawberry Fields Forever? Do like that one, but no, that's not my favorite, but that is a good one. The Beatles have a lot of good songs. Trying to think of my favorite one right now. I'm drawing a blank. I have but that is a good one. I have a decade birthday party to go to next week. We have to dress as any decade. I told my friend I could possibly dress 80s from your current closet. Nice. Yep. Heck yeah. The 80s is the way to go. All right, let's get out of here. Well, we know what happened in Minnesota. I mean, unless you've been living under a rock the last 12 hours, we know what happened in Minnesota, right? I mean, we know, but we don't know. Not to be like Candace Owens. We know, but we don't know, but we know. But in this case, I think we know, but we don't know. I mean, what really happened? Does anybody know what really happened there? I'm kind of confused on all the like real facts. You know, it happened so fast that, you know, you can take either argument. I think you could take the side of the lady, and I think you could take the side of the ICE agent. You know, but does it matter? Because somebody's already dead. So, I mean, that's just the facts. Somebody's dead. And, you know, that lady who died, also she was a mother. The father died in 2023. And so now the grandfather is flying in state and taking care of the kid or kids. I don't know how many there are. So, that's why I always say, don't go out there and hold a sign. Don't go out there and protest. Don't go out there and stick your neck out for something that has nothing to do with you, because you will end up dead or in jail. And that's what happened. She's dead. You know, they killed her, and you can say it was for no reason, or you could say it was justified, or whatever you could say. But the fact is she's dead. And we all knew it was going to happen. You didn't hear what happened, Donna? Well, it was there was some ICE agents in Minnesota that got stuck in the snow. Their car broke down, or they got stuck in the snow. And then a lady decided to, I think she had a passenger too, decided that it would be a good idea to block the road of the ICE agents, you know. So, and I don't know all the facts, but I believe she just like parks her car in the middle of the road so the ICE agents can't. I don't know what she was doing, but then the cops get out of their vehicle and she backs up and then tries to leave the scene. And people can say either she was trying to leave the scene or she was trying to run over a cop. Honestly, I don't really think she was trying to run over a cop, but I mean, you can make that argument if you want. But anyway, then the ICE agent shoots into the windshield and kills the lady in front of everybody. So, you guys didn't see that, huh? Well, I'll show you what happened. Let me find a video really quick. I want to watch it first real quick just so I make sure I pick the right one. You know what's crazy about these videos is that I really and I know that they did this with the Charlie Kirk videos. They manipulate the videos so they can steer the narrative. Whether they do it with the audio, and they make it, more dramatic. Excuse me, let me drink some water here. They make it more dramatic than it is. I mean, it's already dramatic because the lady gets killed, but they have somebody screaming in the background. And I don't know if that's legit or not, but we'll just watch it. Everybody here is an adult. It's not a good video to watch. And I don't condone this in any way, shape, or form. I'm not a fan of this at all, but my opinion really doesn't matter. Because I'm not reactive. I'm proactive. I keep talking about this stuff. I've been talking about this type of, this is what I do. This is what keeps me up at night, are fucking bullshit stories. People like, and this is why I fucking hate Nick Shirley and Jake Lang and their gaslighting techniques and their tactics, because they incite violence and they get into the hearts and minds of the ignorant and they end up dead like that lady. So, I'm not going to be reactive to this. Like I said, I'm proactive. And then when these things happen, they happen because, I mean, what else do you expect? So for those of you that didn't hear what happened, this lady with the maroon vehicle is, see how she's parked. She's like blocking the road. She just decides to pull up. And this other lady is filming the ISO. Everybody in Minnesota is anti-ICE. And so they see these ICE agents, and apparently their car broke down or they got stuck in the snow. So then these people thought it was a good idea to harass them. And then this is how it unfolded. This is what happens. And again, I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit, but viewer discretion advised. It's just so Alex Jones, even though I can't stand him right now, he's a fucking lying fucking worm, has been talking about the false flags that are coming with this. And so have I, about how they're going to use the ICE agents, to kick off civil unrest. It's part of the John Podesta plan. If you guys know who he was, Clinton guy, wrote a book. The Podesta plan is basically using false flags to create civil unrest. It's a whole thing. This falls right in line with it. And it's crazy because that lady, she slips up, the lady behind the camera, who I believe is what you call a crisis actor. And she's helping to steer this narrative of this whole thing is kabuki theater, in my opinion. But listen. She was just about to say you just killed her, but that's not part of the story yet, because how could you know that she's dead? You have to wait another 30 seconds, 60 seconds, another 2 minutes for that to be part of the story. She just got shot. And I could be wrong, and maybe this really did happen, but we all knew that this kind of shit is going to happen. This is the guy that did it too, right here.
Shame! 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 Shame!
That's the guy that clipped her right there. Shot a 31-year-old lady in the face. So whether you want to believe it really happened, or it was a stage thing, or whatever, however your mind works, I would say 99.99% of the population believe that this really happened. And here's your guy.
Shame!
So was his life in danger?
No!
You can't see him, but he's right behind this guy that's at the door.
No!
She backs up. And when you watch the video, it's like she just waved them by. I don't know if you see that. So he just walks up, grabs her door.
No!
She's backing up. And he's right over there in front of the car right now. She's backing up.
No!
Now he's already got, you can see he's got his hand on his gun already. He's not trying to move. He's ready to fire. That motherfucker wants to kill her. I can tell. I mean, I don't know which way. I don't know how my brain wants to process this, but it's all bad. It's all fucking bad. He's already got his gun out. He's already pointing at her. And but the crazy thing is the lady is already screaming. I have to fucking process this shit.
No!
She's already screaming at the same intensity that she's screaming when the lady's shot. Ain't nobody's shot yet. There's no gun out. There's no threat of death.
No! Shame! Shame! Oh my fucking god! What the fuck? What the fuck?
Uh,
Fucking what the
so, anyway, that's what happened. And now we have, massive civil unrest. Let's go to the mayor of Minnesota, of Minneapolis, I mean. In response to that, this is what he has to say.
Get the fuck out of Minneapolis. Your stated reason, ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. Somebody is dead. That's on you. This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying. To the family, I'm so deeply sorry. We're going to be working towards justice as quickly as we possibly can right now. And justice is what we've all got to get. We're going to make sure that in this very difficult moment, we do not take the bait that these ICE agents are trying to create and that the federal government, to be clear, wants.
People are going to want to exercise.
So you got this guy he says to ICE.
To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
That's the mayor. You have Donald Trump tweeting. Let me go to Donald Trump's tweet here. I don't even know if this will work to find it or not. But. There we go. Now, remember, you watched the guy who killed that lady walk away, and he put the mask up. And they brought like a gold SUV and came and took that guy away. You seen him walk away. Okay. You seen him walk away from that. Was he fucking hurt? No, he wasn't hurt. This is Trump's tweet. I just viewed the clip of the event which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive, but is now recovering in the hospital. The situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They're just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical left movement of violence and hate. President Donald J. Trump. Oh my God. He is absolutely the worst. He is absolutely the worst fucking scumbag. I swear. What fucking hospital, Trump? I don't get it. What fucking hospital?
Shame! 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 Shame!
I'm sorry. I just don't see it.
Shame! Dude, what's happening to it?
I don't see how that guy's in the hospital. And, Trump with his tweets, like what he said about Rob Reiner. I could care less about Rob Reiner. I don't know anything about Rob Reiner. I know he fucking played on a sitcom a long time ago. Who gives a shit? But you don't fucking tweet about that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm glad he's dead because he's dead mostly because, he made something. He was a deranged with Trump derangement syndrome or whatever the fuck he said. He's just a fucking asshole. But again, I'm not going to react to that because I try to be proactive. And I'm not going to react to it, but people are reacting to it. And so more people will get hurt. More people will get hurt. That's what's going to happen. And this is kind of the stuff that's going on right now. This is in Oregon.
Today, we have your plate number. We saw you driving erratically, very dangerous to the public.
How you doing?
Good. How about
You're
you?
interfering with our operations.
Not
You
at
can
all.
be arrested
Not at
under
all.
18
Stop
USC
doing that.
111.
Nope. Not
We will
not
arrest you.
interfering. Not if
You
you're
have
not
been interfering with our operations.
You were following us yesterday.
Numerous
Watch
times.
what you're doing, dude.
Numerous times you've been
Not
interfering
interfering.
with our operations.
Not interfering.
Yes, you are.
No, I am not.
If you
Never got in
continue,
front of you.
you will be in handcuffs. You will be arrested. You will be
18
prosecuted.
U.S. Code 111. Get that through your head,
That's
dude.
a lot of numbers you just remember.
Yep.
Good job. I'm not breaking the law, and you fucking know it.
Yes, you are.
Not breaking the law,
Yes, you are.
and you fucking know it. Never got in front of everyone. Never.
One more time, and I will put you in handcuffs.
Bro.
One more time.
Bro,
Keep it up.
step the fuck off. You piece
No,
of shit.
no, I'll
Yeah.
stand right here, pal. Right here all day.
If I fucking touch you, then you're gonna fucking arrest me.
Right all day.
Yeah. Fuck you.
You are worthless.
Fuck you.
Worthless.
Fuck you.
You are.
Fuck you.
You have
Yeah.
no honor.
Hold your fucking dogs back.
No.
Hold your fucking.
So this is the kind of stuff that's going on. This is Seattle. This was last night, Seattle. CG2, good morning. Good to see you. Hope you are doing well. He just says stuff. Yeah. Well, if Trump needed an excuse to pull the FIFA World Cup from Seattle, this is it. I have another video on Erica Kirk that I wanted to play real quick. If she hasn't been in enough shit, we'll just change the subject real quick. Actually, no, I'll play this. As Sweet Tea calls it, a palate cleanser. Careful where you go swimming at. Yeah, I'm good. I think those are catfish, but I'm good. I am good on all of that kind of stuff. These guys put themselves in harm's way to protect against people, Palestine, Israel, who don't give a damn about them. It's crazy. Yep. They just, especially around here, they're always looking for a new flag to hold, Joe. You know, oh, I stand with Ukraine. I stand with BLM. I stand with Palestine. I stand with LGBTQT plus fucking whatever. You know, they always want to hold a flag, somebody else's flag, anybody's flag but their own. You know, they'll hold a Mexican flag before they hold the United States flag. It's crazy town. This is a video of Charlie Kirk, and you know, I mean, they can try to distract us with nuclear war and aliens, because aliens is a hot topic right now. They keep talking about UAPs and UFOs and all these weird fucking things. I don't give a shit. I said it before, I'll say it again. The line in the sand for me is Charlie Kirk. Nothing else matters. Because if they get away with this shit, they're always going to get away with everything. We'll never get the truth about anything ever in life if we can't at least expose somebody. Because there were so many people involved in his fucking death. And, you know, just to be honest, as we're talking about people getting killed by eyes and all this shit today, you know, we're all desensitized by it. Like, honestly, honest to God, what I would like to see happen is somebody just fucking kill themselves from that group. That we put so much, because no one's going to go to jail, because they run the system, that we put so much moral pressure on these guys that one of them just fucking kills himself. I would be happy with that. One of you guys that are involved in taking out Charlie Kirk, just have the fucking decency to fucking leave, you know? Brian Harpel, Frank Turek, Rob McCoy, especially that fucking pedophile. Somebody. Erica Kirk herself could do it, for all I care. But you watch these videos and you know, like, everybody here is involved in this. Everybody. You know, this is Zionist security group that took care of Charlie for a few years. Then they didn't do it for a few years, and they came back for this one event. And those guys down there, one of those guys down there right now, a lot of experts believe that one of them, because Charlie Kirk's neck was broken, and that's a fact in the autopsy. So his neck, they believe that one of these guys is down there snapping his neck to finish him off right now. Not to mention all the handoffs that are going on here. I mean, you could watch Baron Coleman and Candace, and it's a couple other people that have broken down this stuff very well. Ian Carroll. It was definitely an exploding microphone, but it could have been more than one thing, and it more than likely was more than one thing. But the level of fuckery of this is absolutely insane. Military operation all the way around, and somebody needs to die for this besides Charlie. This is treason at the highest degree. This is the absolute betrayal of humanity. So people need to die for this one, and we're looking at the people that do. I mean, the rabbit holes that you can go down with Charlie Kirk is fucking crazy. Terrell Farnsworth, the guy who was like, they killed Charlie. He's up there in that weird spot doing the selfie right after Charlie was killed. He's the audio video guy. His uncle's a fucking senator. Something Farnsworth. There's somebody that was a Farnsworth that was convicted of rape. I mean, these guys are sick motherfuckers, man. And they're all in on it. They're all in on it. I have protester fatigue. Yeah, me too. Yep, Somalian flags too. They'll wave them Somalian flags. But yeah, somebody needs to die from the Charlie Kirk assassination. I don't care who it is. Somebody. Have the decency to just do it. This is real footage from 1966. them trying to convince the American people, and I believe they did, that this was a spacewalk. I'm not saying that it's fake. You guys would be the judge yourself.
That radio command link. That's it. Actually, it's a link along that tether line you see there, 25 feet of umbilical cord. That contains the life support system and communications link from the spacecraft life support system out through that chest pack. That radio command.
Yep. Good stuff. Right, Donna? Good old CBS. And they're still, CBS is now ran by Barry Weiss and Larry Ellison and those guys. So should the fuckery continue? Charlie Kirk said Israelis provide the best security in a conversation with Bill Mayer from April. Charlie's security on the day of his assassination was Zionist-owned Schaefer Security Group, who ended their contract with TPUSA in 2022, but suddenly appeared for this one event. What is he handing him right there? And, another thing, too, that you notice, the guy with the sunglasses on right there, he's not the guy standing up. The guy's down here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. He's turning on his meta glasses. So he's recording Charlie, like right there. That was proven that those are meta glasses he turned on. And also, Brian Harple, who is the guy with his finger pointing right there, he says that when he went down there, he stuck his fist into Charlie's neck, and he didn't take it out. Which is a complete fucking lie, because they proved it. He stands up. The fuck are they doing to that guy down there? It reminds me of when Michael Jackson got burnt in the fire. There's a whole thing about that too. When he did his Pepsi commercial, when he was down on the ground, they fucked him up. Some people say they killed him and cloned him. I just thought this was kind of an interesting video. This is an auction for a $735,000 house. Standing outside of it.
Anybody want to open the bidding?
A 100K?
How much?
100K.
What's that?
150.
Okay, I'll bid $375,000.
375, 380.
380?
Yeah.
381.
I got bidder number 2.
381. 381.
What number are you?
6, I believe. Flavio. I think of number 6.
381. What's that? 385,000.
Bingo. Yeah.
Bidder number 4.
The auctioneer sounds like JFK.
And we got time to try to shop it. Because that's coming.
Anybody else?
That's coming back.
What do you got now, John?
I got $385,000.
386.
$386,000. Bidder number 2.
It's a cross between JFK and Jordan Peterson. That guy's voice.
Yeah, so we're gonna get that call back.
Yeah.
Especially keep running him up. We'll check.
You all set? I'm sorry? 390.
We want to get up to 450.
I get $390,000. $390,000 going once. Everybody all set?
هو مش هيمشي ده مش هيمشي منه ده لما تيجي تمشيك منه تمشي منه تطلع منه لا تسيبهولك.
I got $390,000 over here to bidder number 4. Going once. Going twice. Everybody's all set?
Yeah.
I'm going to sell it. Sold $390,000 to bidder number 4.
So, I mean, and this is a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, no, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,200 square feet. And it looks like a nice little property. I mean,
Anybody want to open the bidding?
A 100K.
that's a lot of money for a house, though. Holy smokes. I guess it kind of depends on the area. You could probably get a lot less, you know, places like San Fran. Why you would want to live in San Fran, who knows? I'm just going to play a quick minute of this video. What this kid said is fucking classic.
Because wrestling's just incredible. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Michael, is this really wrestling or is this fake?
Nah, it's wrestling.
How do you know, Michael?
You don't know, but it's just fun to watch. It's just a show.
Yeah.
That's why you go to Broadway. It's a show.
Okay, good. Good answer. Hey, Frank, why are you here? What's the big deal here?
To see wrestling.
What's such a big deal about wrestling?
It's great.
Why?
It's great. That's why.
Is this wrestling or is this acting? Okay, you can tell me.
If it was acting, then why are you doing this and not in there wrestling? If it was acting?
Because I don't wrestle. I don't wrestle.
These kids are fucking sticking it to this guy. It's fucking hilarious.
So, if it was fake, you wouldn't have to wrestle, right?
I guess. Thanks a lot, Frank. Whatever that was. Okay, what's your name?
Herb Tannenbaum.
All right, Herb, why are you here?
I'm here because this is the best entertainment around in the city of New York, the United States of America.
You don't look very excited, though, Herb.
Well, I'm excited about it. When I'm inside there at 1 o'clock, we are going to see wrestling at its all-time pinnacle. You're going to see Mr. T and Hulk Hogan against Rowdy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. You're going to see Andre the Giant against John Studd, and this is going to be one of the greatest matches. This is the best entertainment around. When I was a kid, I could root for the Brooklyn Dodgers. They stayed in Brooklyn. Today, the players don't stay anywhere. The teams don't stay anywhere. There are good guys and there are bad guys. This is the best entertainment around.
But these guys, this isn't wrestling. This is show business.
Hey, so is Starsky and Hutch. So is the Love Boat. So is Hill Street Blues. Vince McMahon is a genius. This guy has got everybody hooked on this. This is the sport of the 80s. This is the media event of 1985. Let me ask you a question. What are you doing here today?
I have no idea. The difference is I'm being paid to be here.
This is true.
You know?
I'm paying to be here. And I'll tell you something. This is exciting. And I'll tell you, we're going to see a great crowd here. These people are wonderful. They're well behaved. And this is the fun. This is where it's at. Forget the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is super boring. This is exciting.
All right, Tiny. Why are you here?
To watch wrestling. This is the greatest card I've ever heard of. 20 years or better I'm watching wrestling. I think this is the greatest. There's so many changes. Like, take a look at Albano. He's got his haircut. He's got beard is up. He's a good guy. The new Samoans are bad again. There's so many changes. It's a turnaround. It's excitement. It's wild. Look, everybody's here. Why are they here? If wrestling's so phony, maybe it's phony. That's your opinion. But for 20,000 people here, it's fantastic. Yeah! That's why we're here.
WrestleMania is something very important. You have mixture of movie stars, singers, and wrestlers. So you combine the whole thing together and you have a lot of fun.
Wait a minute. You're an adult, so you got to be at least over 21, right?
I'm 50.
You're 50. Yeah, this is good. This is child stuff.
No, it's not. No, a lot of people say things are fixed. To a certain extent, I believe when you're in the ring, a wrestler, he knows.
It's crazy. I'm older than that guy. I don't look nearly that old, nor feel. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, some people look super old. Guy looks like he's. I mean, I get it. Maybe he looks 50. I don't know. Maybe it's the hair. I thought that was a cool video. Pre 9/11, the innocence of America. As if Erica Kirk has not been in enough stuff, right? We know Erica Kirk not only now as the CEO of Turning Point USA, the multi-trillion-dollar company that's going to be in every school in America and sells Amway or whatever the fuck they do. Who knows what Turning Point USA does? Not only that, she was Miss Arizona in 2012. She was in the country music video Some Kind of Crazy, where she zip lines past the date 9/10, the day Charlie Kirk was killed. She also was, what else has she done? Oh, yeah, she was on The Bachelorette, right? She was on The Bachelorette or The Bachelor, one of those two. I think it was The Bachelor. She's been on that. And now we find out she also briefed, well, just listen to this. The United States is a complex web of electricity. What would happen if that web was disrupted? What forces could disrupt it?
This was an unprecedented and sophisticated attack on an electric grid substation using military-style weapons.
Wasn't just a couple.
And before I play, it's always about problem, reaction, solution. Okay, this is what these people do. They kill people. They attack people. They attack countries. They create problems. Then there's a reaction, and then here's the solution. And it's always all three of those steps benefits them and does not benefit us.
A couple of guys out having a beer.
Parties unknown used AK-47s to attack the transformers of that facility.
Top former energy official claims an attack on an American power grid was terrorism.
The Metcalf attack pointed out that the substations are important parts of our national grid, but they're completely unprotected.
We have 5 major threats that make our grid extremely vulnerable that we've presented to congressional officials. 1 being cyber, 2 being hackers, 3 being physical threats, 4th one is solar EMP, and the 5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Wait, what? Is that Erica Kirk? And what is she doing talking about?
5th one is man-made EMP. So the concern that we have is that we put out this critical information, and when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
They don't want to take action. So you know what? We'll take action. We'll blow your fucking neck off, and we'll assume your identity and take over your business and your podcast and your whole life. And you can be dead, and we'll make all the money and control the narrative.
Hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
Well, there are 18 critical infrastructures in the United States.
So how the fuck do you become
food?
So the concern.
How is this possible? Like, who is this woman? Okay. Who is this ugly devil whore that everybody had to pretend she was beautiful enough to become Miss Arizona? Who is she? How do you, it's not humanly possible to be involved in all of these things. Okay. Not unless your family, your daddy is some fucking high-ranking military official at the Department of Defense that has connections on every level known to man, every government, every world military, has control of all the satellites. I mean, unless you're part of that crew, you don't get to do all this shit. No normal human being. Does anybody really think that Erica Kirk knows any fucking thing about EMPs?
What we're saying, but they don't want to take action.
It's just mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling. James Simpson, good morning. So the same person.
And when we go over this risk analysis, they hear what we're saying, but they don't want to take.
That's a still photo. Do we have a video? What's this? She's definitely my kind of crazy, you know, because she'll just kill you. I mean, who wouldn't want that kind of crazy in their life?
She got a butterfly tat on the back of a you-know-where. I let her lie by the wine and landed there. It's what you get for getting tipsy at the county fair. My baby's my kind of crazy. $1 million smile and a $500 car. She talks to Jesus every morning before it starts. Hates the way it drives, but loves the way it parks by the river in the moonlight, listening to the AM station cause the antenna's missing. She's my kind of Sunday driving, rolling down the back roads, hanging out the window, driving with her hair in the wind and her hands in the sky like she's flying.
I guarantee these guys had something to do with that Vegas shooting too. You know, when I look at these people, especially with their fake big white teeth, and you know, we know that all these people are connected to the military. You know, Erica Kirk's whole life is about military, which means all of these guys are. You know, so how many TV shows and music, how much of the music industry and the news and the media and all of it really is controlled by the deep state, by the intelligence communities. You know, this is not actual talent. It's all just kabuki theater to steer a narrative a certain way.
Drum, she plays me. She's my kind of crazy. Better avenge you that you wouldn't hood surf my truck. I had a pig, but she just kept yelling speed up.
And how many hidden messages that only that they're privy to do they put out in this kind of shit? You know what I mean? Well, the ignorant are sitting here going, she's my kind of crazy, just loving the fucking song when it really doesn't have any, you know, it's just on a whole nother level. It just fucking makes me crazy. Today's country. Yep. I don't understand. I don't realize that some of these people who are protesting for a threat are a scam. Yeah, it's very you know, this is the truth. These people are not dumb, okay? These people are not dumb. The intelligence communities are very, I mean, they have all the technology. They're very sophisticated at what they do. And they think decades ahead of the rest of us. The shit that's going on right now, they didn't fucking figure it out 20 years ago, 30 years ago. That's why I don't buy into sports. That's why I don't buy into music. I don't buy into none of that bullshit. I don't watch TV. I don't watch movies, commercials, none of it. I checked out a long time ago. I formulate my own opinions and I travel to the beat of my own drum. Because there's truly like very few things in this world that are real.
So big, so heavy and lovely.
I just had to.
Thank you.
1995. How far we've fallen from then. You know, now it would be, you know, they literally on New Year's Eve, they had a bet. Somebody won $300,000 about the gay couple kissing. Remember that? God forbid a woman touch a dude's cock on stage, but they can, you know, two guys can just basically, let me not be too descriptive. Lord, let me just move on, please. We'll just play this one out.
See this fucking shit.
Dude.
Where's that fucking tattoo? Let me see this
old
fucking shit.
now.
Yeah, get the fuck in your truck and get the fuck out of this city, dog.
Dude.
I mean it, bro. Don't make me fucking get on the phone and start calling people, because I'll have half this fucking city come down here and take you the fuck
Well, dude, I'm not even from nowhere around. We just come
fuck
through.
off, Nazi. Get in your truck and leave. Your whole fucking crew Nazis?
No, man, we're not even from here.
Where the rest of them at?
Texas.
Yeah?
No, they're not.
Go back to fucking Texas.
Dude, I had this done years ago.
I know, and it's still on your fucking face,
Because
bro.
I ain't had no
I
time
seen
to
that
change
before. I seen your fucking eyes, dog. Get the fuck out of my city, or I will fucking end you. Look at this fucking Nazi piece of fucking shit walking down fucking Lindale, bro. Yeah, get the fuck on. I see you, doggy. You're not gonna fucking last long in this fucking city, cunt boy.
The temperature is really hot out there right now. You know what I mean? So this apparently is, the innuendo is that this guy was given, that he's an ICE agent, because it says we, the American taxpayer, have been compelled to give $50,000 hiring bonuses to guys with SS tattoos. So, I mean,
like Erica Kirk, for example, I think the vast majority of people have seen how ridiculous it is that she's doing WWE entrances with fireworks everywhere. You've seen the memes where they're saying that she's Britney Spears showing up on the stage. Like, everybody grieves differently.
The memes.
And
the memes are so good.
Yeah, and she's like twerking next to Nicki Minaj at Turning Point USA. But then if you look deeper, it's like, wait, her father was a research director for Raytheon, who was contracting missiles for Israel. And she was a beauty pageant girl for Trump. And she was 5 years older, and she met Charlie Kirk in Israel or saw him there for the first time. Wait, is she a fed? So what, can we trust Charlie Kirk? How much of this is all part of a bigger operation? How many talking heads are really talking feds?
Well, yeah. I mean, look, there's a lot. You just threw at me there, and I do get your point. And I didn't know about them meeting in Israel. That's the first I'm hearing of that.
There's many speeches.
But,
it's kind of shady how the story changes, but there's several speeches where she said she first spotted him on a pilgrimage and saw Charlie Kirk in Israel. Yeah.
Look, it's such a weird thing, because like even like the last time we talked was like real shortly after Charlie got killed.
Right.
I wasn't like close friends with Charlie Kirk, but like I knew him, and we texted and we did shows together a few times. And so it's like a weird feeling almost where you're like, at first I'm like, well, look, this was kind of like my friend, not a close friend, but like my friend's widow. So I could never criticize her, but then like after a while, it's like, wait. You're running Turning Point now. You're doing media appearances now. You're telling us we have to trust the Justice Department now. Now you're like kind of stepping into a lane where you don't get to be above criticism. And the more and more you do that, the more it's just like kind of comfortable to go, hey, what is going on here? This is, first of all, look, the way they've handled the whole thing has been the most tasteless shit I've ever seen in my life. It's just disgusting. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and I know I try my best to be like charitable and to go like, hey, I'm like a Northeastern Jew, and most of my experience is kind of with like New York people. And, I mean, like my wife is Catholic, but she's like a New Jersey Catholic. But you watch like a funeral service, and you decide like days after this guy got killed to like, you're going to have a mini Republican National Convention with pyrotechs and like all this shit. This is weird, dude. This is like it's not even in bad taste. It's fucking tasteless. And then I've just seen she's got caught lying, like even just kind of trivial, not that important lies. But like, did you see the thing where like she said that she didn't date for 5 years before Charlie Kirk, and she doesn't drink, and then there's like, no, you're like all over the internet drinking and dating. So, okay, but like, I don't know, what are you doing? So you're kind of a fake. You're kind of like not really the Christian that you're trying. And then just the clear, obvious overacting in every performance that she's giving. It's very, very strange behavior. And I don't know what to make of it, but it is weird. And yeah, at a certain point, you're like, yeah, I'm comfortable calling that out.
Yeah, and that's to put it lightly. I could call it out a lot better than that, because I don't have any sponsors. Kind of a funny little video from, what was this, the dating game?
First there was Perry. He now lives in San Francisco.
I feel that humor fits almost everywhere. You can even make jokes in the bedroom. In fact, a lot of the women I go out with, laugh in there.
Now Shoshana is going to tell us who she chose.
I chose Perry.
Chose Perry. Let's say hello to Perry Kurtz. Hi, Perry.
How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good. Born Doge.
Why don't you tell us about the date?
First, it was great finding out he lived in San Francisco.
How come you didn't call since you were going to be late anyway?
Well, I drove down from San Francisco on my motorcycle, which was not an easy ride.
On a motorcycle? What did you think of her in person?
Well, I thought she was pretty cute. I was really impressed. She looked good. She sounded sweet. And she described herself to me. She said that she was on the phone. She said she was kind of busty. And I said, well, I can handle that.
Well, we went to the hotel, not the hotel.
How'd this date end?
It was kind of romantic. We sat on a bench and talked and cuddled a little bit. And
A little bit.
a lot bit. And he
The
kissed
seals
me.
were applauding.
But all through dinner, in between the nice, serious conversation, he kept making comments about my bust and my body and what he'd like to do with it. And I kept blushing. Yes.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. And I'm going, oh, please,
Being a wolf.
Well, where do you figure?
Well, it was just a joke. Actually, I was being for. I was joking around. I like to push a woman to see how far she'll go before she starts pushing back. I like to see if she's got a strong will, and she does, and she didn't take it, and she said, shut your mouth or I'll hurt you. But I asked her if she really would, and she said no.
Let's take a look and see who the audience picked for you, he said. Oh, dear. I'm glad of this. I really am. Perry got it, 42%.
All right, let's boogie.
It's that guy's a dork. But it's kind of funny because that's like social media before social media, the dating game. Anybody could do that like right now if they wanted to. Oh, I want to go on a date with somebody. Let me get on Facebook and, jump into somebody's DMs or, let me scan all these profile pictures and see somebody that I'm physically attracted to and hit them up. Very easy to do that these days. Anybody can do that. And you can do it across the world where, driving from wherever, like Berkeley to San Francisco was a huge deal. That, you didn't have an opportunity to meet people from other places, even other cities near you very often. You know what I mean? There's like, maybe you would go to a party or a school, like sporting event and see somebody from another school. You know what I mean? There's like, it's crazy. And so you would think probably that if you were able to scan the entire planet, you would be able to find your soulmate, your perfect match, right? So relationships in general should be a lot better and more meaningful when you have so many more people at your disposal to choose from. But I think we could probably all agree that that's not what happened. That social media has ruined relationships, a lot of them, because it's so easy to cheat and, just not even physically cheat, just, not just even talking to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, a girl can go in the bathroom and show another guy her tits real quick if she wanted to. It's just like, there's just, you're not saying that they would, but it's happened, and for both parties. It's just, it is a different world that we live in now. More of a Seattle protest.
All right, the crowd has broken off from the federal building here in downtown Seattle, and now a massive crowd is taking to the streets. We're keeping a distance intentionally. You can see the bike crew here, and there are quite a few officers trailing as well.
And remember, we have Katie Wilson as our mayor, who is a openly, self-stated socialist, communist. So, you already know she's all for this. She will protect all these people. She doesn't. In fact, she don't really care about anything else. This is what keeps her. This makes her excited.
But a crowd of now maybe close to 500 people in the streets of downtown Seattle. We're going to follow the crowd and see where it goes this evening.
I'm not letting my daughter go to Seattle for anything. This is fucking hilarious.
What's the president? He said, "What's a president?"
Hey, JD,
yeah.
I got your book.
Okay.
And I just had one question for you.
Can I finish my remarks
Yeah,
first?
I just want to know if I could get a refund. I didn't like the book very much.
All right.
It's $16.99.
You're gonna go.
$21 in Canada. Could I have $16.99 plus tax?
No, you can't.
Do either of you guys have cash on you?
No.
Just $16.99 plus tax. It just wasn't that good. I didn't find the the main character wasn't very likable.
Oh my goodness. Now, that's not a very smart move on that guy's part, but I think that it was very funny. Dan Bongino. Your video from yesterday, Donna? You had a video. You made a video yesterday. I'll check it out. Dan Bongino had a podcast, talked all this smack that he was going to go to the FBI and watch what they do, him and Cash. And what did they do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They did absolutely nothing. Zero. Zip zilch. But make themselves look like complete fucking morons and liars. What a fucking dirtbag this guy is. And now he has the nerve to want to come back into the podcast world and try to hype everybody back up again. I blocked him, and then he just keeps popping back up on my feed on other people's.
The economy's motoring, 4% growth. But the black pill complaining and whining all the time about the administration, it's just like, man, what team are you on? Holy Moses, man. So you don't have to watch. It's okay. There's a door, go find the freaking exits. Cause I don't really give a shit. I'm not here for anybody's money or anything like that. I'm too old for that shit.
Well, we're all very excited to have you back. So
You're not here for anybody's money. You're too old for that shit. See, this is when you know these people aren't real.
Give a shit. I'm not here for anybody's money or anything like that. I'm too old for that shit.
Well, we're all very excited to have you back. So I just want to say, welcome back. Well,
the economy's motoring.
The economy's motoring. There's nothing real about that guy. Nothing. What a just, I mean, I think that he just really is in love with himself. Obviously, he waxes his forehead. That thing is a mirror. It's got like some type of sheen to it. Complete narcissist. Totally loves himself. And this is Minnesota, because they're all protesting in Minnesota too. This may be a bloody weekend coming up. It was a live stream yesterday. Okay. Definitely could be a bloody weekend coming up. There's going to be a lot of protests going on. I highly recommend that everybody stay away from the protests. This is pretty amazing. I don't know if it's AI. It could be AI. But a dog at an animal shelter escapes, and they're still looking for him. Got out of his cage. So if that is a real video, good for that dog. He made a break for it, got out of there. Christy Nome, Department of Homeland Security, responding to yesterday.
You know, people need to stop using their vehicles as weapons. This domestic act of terrorism to use your vehicle to try to kill law enforcement officers is going to stop. And I'm asking the Department of Justice to prosecute it as domestic terrorism because it's clear that it's being coordinated. People are being trained and told how to use their vehicles to impede law enforcement operations and then to run over anybody who gets in their way while they go out there and try to disrupt peace and public safety. And Americans deserve better.
I don't know if you guys know who Matt Walsh is. Not really a fan of him at all. Another fake narcissist.
Look at Haiti. What part of Haiti are you saying to yourself, we need more of that?
Beaches.
Well, we have more beaches than them too, right? Don't we?
Right.
We're a much bigger country.
We don't want a marine invasion and occupation of the United States that constantly decapitates governments and takes the money out of the country and saddles us with
We don't want the Clintons
debt from
either.
a revolution. Yeah.
Right. Although I don't. So you're saying that
we wouldn't want to be like basically a colony that the entire West spends 200 years punishing after the Haitian Revolution.
I get that. I understand that, but also at a certain
we wouldn't want that. No, yes.
We wouldn't want that, but I would also say that that's not entirely why Haiti's in the position that it's in. I mean, at a certain point, as a country, you have to stand on your own 2 feet and take care of yourself. And
but at what point is that they elect Aristide and we overthrow Aristide, and they elect Jovenel Moïse. Jovenel Moïse is assassinated a bunch of people with American connections, and then we install in 2021, like the United States installed the prime minister that we just ousted. Like, so we could say, okay, yeah, you got to get over the 200 years ago, but like we're still doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not in favor of. I'm very non-interventionist in my policies, so I'm not in favor of most of the things that we're doing in other countries.
We just made the new government in Haiti in a hotel room in Jamaica. And then we insisted that whatever government we made in Jamaica had to allow Kenyan troops to come in under the flag of the UN in order to go to war with the gangs.
Yeah, I'm not interested in, if it were up to me, I'm not interested in doing anything in Haiti. Like,
that guy is a complete moron, and he just got schooled by some educated people. So, I mean, careful when you step into certain playgrounds. You could totally be outclassed, and to the point where you don't even know how dumb you sound. You're not even aware. There's no self-awareness. This is just a cool little video of angular. I don't know. What did it say at the top? Complex shapes and patterns in the universe can arise from very simple repeating circular motions. Hold on, I'm gonna look on YouTube for something real quick. I wanna not my videos, like videos, watch later. Maybe that's it. see what we got at the bottom here. Yep. Got to play this video because. One sec here. All right, we talked about Mickey Rourke not paying his rent, and a GoFundMe came out for him, and he wants to set the record straight about that. So we'll let him.
Mickey Rourke is blasting a GoFundMe site that has been set up to help the actor who's fallen on hard times.
This thing is very embarrassing. I don't want anybody's money. I don't want anybody to send me money. I want you to get your money back.
He claims the GoFundMe was set up without his knowledge, even though it says it was created by a person on his management team with Mickey's full permission.
I would never ask strangers or fans or anybody for a nickel.
2 weeks ago, Rourke was photographed retrieving groceries from outside his Los Angeles rental as he faced eviction from his home for non-payment of $59,100 in back rent. Then 2 days ago, he was photographed moving out. Mickey Rourke had reportedly been living in this modest house for the last 10 years. It was recently purchased, and the new owners raised the rent to $7,000 a month. Rourke says he didn't pay the rent because he claims the owners aren't taking care of the property.
I'm not paying rent because there's mice, there's rats, the floor is rotten.
How the mighty have fallen. In the 1980s, Rourke was one of the hottest young stars in Hollywood, a genuine heartthrob, starring in his breakthrough movie Diner and 9.5 Weeks with Kim Basinger. Today, he says he did a terrible job managing his career. The Hollywood Reporter's Seth Abramovich spoke with the GoFundMe organizer.
In speaking to the manager to get the full story, she then sort of admitted that they fudged the details a bit about what a GoFundMe was. It was, a desperate, high-stress situation, and she thought this is a great thing for him.
It's humiliating.
So, yeah, but it is a shame for sure. But I wanted to play that because when I seen that, I was like, damn, that, you got to put that into some context because that makes him look a lot better, in my opinion. We all make mistakes and it is what it is. And like Dee Snider said, is nothing worse than being famous and broke, and that is a perfect example why. I'll skip this one. I will play it since it's the last video.
Kash Patel, the American people want to know, how does it feel to be a cup for Israel? Answer the question.
We're seeing and hearing what the FBI is doing on a daily basis.
You're claiming to serve the American people. You're serving Israel. Does it feel to be Israel's bitch? You don't care about kids getting raped. The American people want to know. Patriot? Rape kids? Is patriotism to you? Thank you for your service, raping kids? You're an idiot. I'm an idiot? Really?
Yes, you are. I didn't say anything.
Kash Patel.
This is just the state of the union right now. It's just an utter shambles. Play a little bit of Stu Peters here real quick, talking about Erica Kirk.
Time that she was a child, 17 years old, and founded her nonprofit, Erica has been tied to Eastern European orphanages in places like Romania, one of the most notorious child trafficking.
Yeah, and just long story short with all this stuff, and this is my true opinion. I truly believe that the Turning Point USA thing, based on everything that we've seen now, like Rob McCoy bringing in the pedophile pastor, lots of pedophile pastors, and the Romanian orphanage and all this. These guys are involved in sex trafficking, child trafficking. This is what they do. There's just certain parts of the intelligence community, apparently, that's what they do. Who else moves around the immigrants and all that kind of stuff?
Hotspots on Earth where for years the U.S. military has been accused of child trafficking. And for that matter, members of the United States military and other government employees have been accused of and arrested for and convicted of trafficking and molesting children around Fort Huachuca, which is where Mitch Snow says that he saw Erica Kirk and Cabot Phillips on the 8th of September, and other members of Turning Point USA brass and U.S. military brass, for that matter, on September 9th. The two.
By the way, shout out to Stu Peters, this guy right here, man. You want to get somebody that just every word counts. There's no wasted motion. You're not going to waste your time listening to fucking bullshit. It's this guy. Every word he says fucking counts. This guy is a fucking real journalist. Him and Candace Owens, they should be the ones fucking running the country.
2 days immediately preceding the murder of Charlie Kirk. Every single avenue that we look down when it comes to Erica Kirk produces an item of concern. For example, her mother, Lori Fransby. This is a woman who has been directly tied to Fort Huachuca through her so-called defense contracting firm, E3 Tech, and who has been closely connected to political operatives and corporate elites and banking elites and Israelis and a whole lot more, seeming.
And all that sounds like it could just be conspiracy theory bullshit until we actually watch the videos for ourselves and see Erica Kirk talking, consulting somebody about EMPs, the 6 different ways that they could hit Earth.
Seemingly dating back to her time as a college student, at least. And then she has her ex-husband, Kent Fransby, which is Erica's father, the scion of European elites who boasts ties of his own to defense mega contractors like Raytheon and is directly connected to Israel's Iron Dome. Okay, so in other words, this is anything but a normal American family. And if you were trying to pick a random or portray some random family as everyday Americans, the Fransbys would be the last people that you would ever cast for that role. And the relationship between Erica's parents is bizarre. It just doesn't smell right. They divorced less than a year after she was born, and the details about her childhood are murky. But after their divorce, they've started tech companies together. It almost seems like Erica could be the byproduct of one of these elitist reproduction arrangements. They do this all the time. These people at the very top of global society have children with one another just to keep it all in the family, to keep it all internal. It's almost like a form of eugenics with all of the power in the world attached to it. And speaking of kids, I mean, I'm going to ask, what is the deal with Erica and Charlie's kids? That boy in her alibi from the wrong day, that's not a 1.5-year-old boy. And so it begs the question, and I'm sorry that I have to ask it, but has anyone ever seen a photograph of a pregnant Erica Kirk? It's kind of like the Michelle Obama situation. Nobody's ever seen a picture of her or him pregnant. And I'm not really insinuating here that Erica Kirk is a man, but instead I'm insinuating that the entire existence of Erica Kirk and everything that we were told about her is an op.
And that is 100% the truth. And there's no other way to put it. Unless if you really care about the truth and you've studied everything, you know, you understand this whole case, everything that went on with Charlie Kirk. That's what it is. That's the truth. And they were all in on it. And it's hard to wrap your brain around that that's what we're up against. But this is what we're up against. I mean, it's hard to even really understand what this is. This is not government. This is something else.
This is a woman who was intentionally put into the life of Charlie Kirk to sink her hooks into him and control Turning Point USA and what it would become. We already know that Erica lied about dating other men. She was on national television dating other men. We know that she lied about drinking. She was on national television doing that. She lied about at least one previous engagement. Is she lying about having kids? Or about having maybe additional children that are outside of the relationship with Charlie Kirk and kids that she doesn't want us to know about? Just recently, a really interesting video clip started going viral, and it comes from a Trump rally way back in 2015 when Erica Kirk and Lori Fransby and Tyler Boyer are all seen standing alongside the stage at an Arizona Trump rally. And right next to Erica Kirk is this child, and on the other side of that child is a man. And they look like they know each other. We'll roll the video here. The two look like they know each other. There's Erica Fransby Kirk and the unknown man. And there's this child between. There's Tyler Boyer. Here's the kid between them. They're both making contact with this child. There he put his hand on her back. They're smiling, talking to the child. And that clip, of course, is raising a lot of eyebrows, and we want to get to the bottom of it. So to help us do that, we're going to be joined here by Sheriff Richard Mack, who's in the green room. And he's joined us here on the program a few times before. He served as the sheriff of Graham County, Arizona from 1988 to 1996. He's the founder of the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, which is dedicated to using the office of the sheriff in its most basic form, which is to protect the Constitution. And as I mentioned here on the program the other day, it was Sheriff Mack who informed me that he had had a conversation with an attorney from the office that's prosecuting Tyler Robinson. And he had a really interesting conversation about the crime scene, specifically with a county attorney from the county attorney's office that's responsible for charging and ultimately convicting Tyler Robinson in this kangaroo court with this show trial in Utah in the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And so we're going to talk to him about that conversation, but also Sheriff Mack has information about the man that was in that video with Erica Kirk, and he joins us now. Sheriff Mack, thank you so much for coming. Appreciate you being here.
Okay. Well, anytime, Stu. I know we don't always agree on everything, and that's fine. But I find your show very exhilarating and noteworthy, and I think you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. And you have information about that video clip and who it was that Erica Fransky Kirk was associating with. Who was that?
My son. That is the Richard Mack II. He's not a junior. He's not a second because he and I have different middle names. I was named after my uncle, and he was named after his grandpa on my wife's side. So he's Richard Solon Mack. I'm Richard Ivan Mack, but he goes by Rich. His name is Rich Mack. And I was actually asked by the Republican Party, the chairwoman of the Republican Party at that time, to help with security. And I did. I wanted to volunteer. She was a nice lady, and I kind of wanted to go to the event anyway. And so I was seated in kind of the VIP section behind the speakers. So I had a good view of the audience, and I had a good view of the speakers. And my job was to make sure that if I saw anything suspicious, to take action. And it turns out while we were seated there, I saw this real cute girl next to us, and I didn't know who she was. If you had asked me, have you ever sat next to Erica Kirk and her mom at an event anywhere in Phoenix area ever in your life, I would have said no. Because I had no clue who she was. I didn't remember her. And it was a very inconsequential visit. But I did speak to her, and I introduced myself to her and her mom. We were there early, so were they. And I always tell this little joke too, when I meet a pretty girl at CPAC or any other meetings that I go to, or some that I even speak at. I'll try to give them an offhanded compliment by, "Oh, I think you're at the wrong meeting. The Miss America pageant tryouts are down the road a bit," you know.
So you tell them a good boomer joke.
Real funny. And then they told me she was Miss Arizona. And I, oh, wow, okay. Well, being from Arizona, I thought I would know that, but I didn't. And that was it. And I actually introduced her to my son, told her that he was single and that they ought to hook up sometime.
Aren't you glad
Neither
they
one
didn't?
of them really seemed too interested in that, and it never went anywhere. My son does not know Erica Kirk, does not know Erica Fransky, and never dated her, and did not have a child with her. And I have to say this, whoever put that video out was really being dishonest, because it was nothing. And there's nothing to it. It was all speculation.
Here's another thing that we will disagree on, because there was the most prolific public assassination of our lifetime that remains completely unsolved. And the patsy who may lose his life over this, that's sitting in jail, and we could get to the specifics on that. But when we're not getting, hold on. When it does though, because when we're not getting the truth from the people that were closest to Charlie Kirk, And we go back looking at their lives and we see a video of her on stage and this other man, and she has lied about having relationships. She said that she never dated, and she's on national television dating, on a dating show.
Yeah.
She said that she never drank, and she's on national television drinking. So she's a confirmed liar. She's lied about a lot of things, and she has hidden and tried to scrub the internet, but the sleuths don't let her get away with this, of a total engagement, of a relationship with Cabot Phillips. They have tried to scrub all this stuff. They're very overtly hiding things. So no, I don't agree with that. I think that the more information, the more video, the more questions we can ask about Erica Kirk, the better. So I don't think that this person was, like being dishonest. I think that that was a legitimate question. Who's this person?
No, I do. I think it was dishonest. That she didn't check it out. She goes, "Oh, they obviously know each other." No, they don't. They didn't.
Well, I mean, the way that they were interacting, I don't know. I mean, if they don't know each other, if I'm standing between a woman and a child and I don't know this person, I'm definitely not going to make contact with the child. I mean, your son is being very, very extra friendly there, and maybe that's just his personality, but I wouldn't touch somebody else's kid. It just if you've never met these people and you said, "Hey, does it look like there could be a relationship here?" You're a trained observer. You were a detective.
Well, they went,
you
but
would
she
say,
went
"Well,
so
yeah."
far as to say she went so far as to say, let's get real here on this. She went so far to say is that they were the parents of that child.
I've never seen that. I'm just going off of the video and the question that was written on the video. Who is this person? So
it was on that same video.
And these people, like whether the sheriff's in on it or not, who knows? He just sounds like a dumb fuck. His son could be in on this, and he wouldn't even have no clue. He's such a fucking idiot. But that's what they like to do. They like to just insert these lies and say, "Oh no, well she went as far as to say that they had the kid together." And Stu was like, "I never heard anybody say that because it was never said." But they'll that's one of their tactics, is to repeat a lie over and over and over again to make it sound true.
It said that they were dating.
No, she was stretching. This was really stretched. My son had actually seen the little girl look like she was fell down, and he was looking to make sure that she was okay. But that was the only interaction they ever had.
And you were there too, and we can see you on camera after I reviewed it again. You can see Sheriff Mack is right there, and he's in proximity to that. And so he spoke briefly, made a boomer joke to Erica Kirk about being Miss America. And she was actually hand selected by Donald Trump for his Trump Miss USA pageant. And she won the Miss USA Arizona. She's got a long tie, to these same people that kind of, are directly central to the orbit of Donald Trump being on TV and all of those other things. So,
the sheriff, he's definitely a tool. He's definitely an insert because he uses the same tactics that a lot of these people do, like his smile right here. Like, this is how he tries to discredit everything that Stu Peters is saying. You could go on for 10 minutes and just go straight facts, and somebody who's professionally trained to discredit you with their facial expressions, basically. And that's what the sheriff is. Because at the end of the day, that's what police are. They're psychology police. Nobody's better at twisting a narrative than the cops. They can make you guilty or innocent in 2 seconds.
Orbit of Donald Trump and being on TV and all of those other things. So there we go. We can dispel that rumor that there was. We'll take your word for it that you would probably know as his father, as Richard Mack.
I'm the one that got him there to help me. Just, hey, I said, "You want to go with me to the Trump thing? I'm going to be working security." And he goes, "Yeah, I'll go, sure." So we went together and we sat there. And
is it possible that your son could have hidden a relationship and a child from you? Is that possible that your son was living a double life that you have no idea?
Or is it just possible that Sheriff Mack is just a lying piece of shit? Oh, yeah, I just invited my son to go there and help me with security. Oh, really? Really? That's what he's doing, is he's in security? That's security mode back there with Erica Kirk? Just the two of them and the kid? That's security?
About.
Is that possible? Very remotely, but yes, I guess so. But he and I have already talked about this, and he thought it was funny because he's never dated her and never knew her.
Well, we're going to dispel it. So Here's the most important thing is that we make sure that we are always dealing with verifiable facts. But I don't want to discourage people from asking questions, especially from somebody who is a confirmed liar and who is the supposed wife and mother of the children of the guy who was just assassinated. And we're being lied to about that. I got to take a break here, but Sheriff Mack has spoken with the prosecutor that's responsible for charging, and ultimately the goal is convicting Tyler Robinson of the assassination that occurred at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah on September 10th. And not a lot of people can say that they have had these conversations. And Sheriff Mack, I'm sure that this prosecutor probably would not entertain a conversation with me. I'm sure that Erica Kirk wouldn't, or I'm sure that, Cabot Phillips probably wouldn't speak with me, or Tyler Boyer, or Andrew Colvett, or Blake Neff, or Pastor Rob McCoy, or Mikey McCoy, or any of these people, all of which have told confirmed lies, which is why they won't talk to me, because they are liars. They are liars on the record. They've been caught lying. I'm not making, a blanket accusation here. We can point to specifics for each one of those people and point out, in some cases, a list of lies. And they have repeatedly told lies. So I'm sure for that reason, these people would not sit down with me. However, Sheriff Mack has had a conversation with this prosecutor, and particularly relating to the crime scene. And we have had a lot of questions about the crime scene. For example, why were Turning Point USA or people attached to Turning Point taking down? Why were they stepping in Charlie Kirk's blood, where his blood would be? Why were they using the chair that he was sitting in a secure crime scene to immediately go grab that chair? And his audio video team is taking the chair over to the camera that was right behind Charlie Kirk, and then went to all of the cameras subsequent to that. And why were these people taking the SD cards out of these cameras and walking away from them? And then, there was the sleight of hand and the handoffs. It was very weird. We've addressed the choreographed football-like looking play that these people appeared to have rehearsed. The security detail, the AV guys, running away from Charlie immediately and saying they shot him without even looking at him. Charlie's dead. You're not even looking at him. You're literally walking away from him. You haven't even looked at him. And then Mikey McCoy, who's just texting on his phone, the guy that he works with, his brother in arms, his comrade, his boss, his friend, his brother, something has happened to him. There's been a loud bang. He's slumped. He's out of the chair. He's on the ground. There's a panic. Mikey McCoy doesn't pay any attention to any of that. He just continues texting and walks away till he becomes a little blip on the screen, where he gets on the phone and tells the world that he called Erica Kirk to tell her that they had just killed Charlie, when in fact now the call records that Mikey McCoy himself has released for Erica Kirk to provide to Candace Owens during their 4.5-hour sit-down confirms that that is a lie, and that he did not call Erica Kirk right away, but that he called his own wife. And they talked for 15 minutes before then getting Erica on the phone. Another confirm. Why lie? Why are you lying? You are central in direct proximity to not only the assassination itself, but to Charlie Kirk and his entire life and his business and his finances. And you're lying. Why are you lying? Why are you telling these lies? And then his father, Pastor Rob McCoy, goes on stage to deliver a sermon about how Mikey McCoy was covered in blood and acted heroically. He didn't have one drop of blood on him. As a matter of fact, there wasn't spatter that would be consistent with the firing of a 30-06 hitting somebody in the throat. So why is this pastor lying on stage? Acted heroically. He didn't even look at him. He just continued texting and talking on the phone and walking away. Anyway, Sheriff Mack has had a conversation with the prosecutor.
I'm going to stop it right there. It's just all very complicated, very, and to make things even more just wild, Charlie Kirk knew he was going to die young. Him and Candace were very close, and she's, starting to reveal more and more about how, he knew he was going to die. He knew he was going to die. And he even told Candace, she's got proof that she was going to be the one to save humanity. It was because of his death that she would save the world. And that's kind of really what's happening.
Not meant to refract, and that Charlie and I were refracting. Anyways, I'm telling you this. I have a text message to back this up, but also that Charlie's life was going to be short. I'm going to show you this message because I read these things. I don't know what to make of them other than LOL to anybody laughing at my dream. Okay. Charlie wrote, he won't tell you what he saw. He hasn't told me intentionally, just that I'm there and it's bad. And then he says, so the dreams I get, and then he sends me sometimes a lot of darkness. He says that I'm being shaped for a time to save humanity. It's just so crazy to me to read back on this and how many times we would have this discussion about Charlie telling me he was going to die young and that he was going to save humanity. It's just so bizarre.
And you see the bottom there of that text that goes, he was being shaped for a time to save humanity. But at the end it goes, he believes you are the true chosen one, though. Talking to Candace.
Time to save humanity. It's just so crazy to me to read back on this and how many times we would have this discussion about Charlie telling me he was going to die young and that he was going to save humanity. It's just so bizarre. And then constantly telling me the next step, like I would have to defend him. There are so many messages like this. And again, the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because it's such a nonsense. And it is so ironic to have people then mock me for saying that I had a dream. And I feel as strongly about the dream that I had, that Charlie was betrayed by people closest to him. Like nothing could stop Charlie from believing that he was going to die and that I would stand up for him. Nothing you can say, no jokes you can make, no shows you can no right. That is going to pull me away from the feeling, the knowing. It is so deep. It is a knowing. It's not even a feeling. It's a knowing. It's not a dream to me. It's like a prophecy. It's like Charlie was betrayed. I don't know.
Candace is the smartest person on the planet. One of them. She is absolutely, we need to protect her at all costs. The most important person on the internet. And you know what's crazy is these people, let me see if I can find it. In order to get to speak at Turning Point USA at their AmFest, you had to attack Candace Owens, and they made a video that you had to watch, and they created an AI version of Candace Owens. Like, this is how fucking sick and dangerous this gets.
Today, so let's dig in. I don't know, but I know.
That's not Candace Owens. That's AI.
You know. Let's just talk about the bees. And I just sort of went, okay, that's weird. I kept looking online, and strangely, I'm not kidding, and I'm going to show you these messages. I came across what looked to me like a bunch of people talking about bees. People were talking about bees, but not in a normal way. They were speaking about bees, but they weren't speaking about bees. It was very coded. I did a little research on bees. Plus, I've seen hundreds of them in my lifetime. You're going, what do you, like literally bzz, bees. And here's the part that sticks with me. Bees die when they sting. Kyle Robinson is alive. So how could he be the bee that did the stinging? These are questions people like
It was AI.
Ben Shapiro don't want us to ask. So there you have it. This was not supposed to be a segment. The entire show was supposed to be designed as an attack against me. And they wanted to cast a young person that was willing to lower themselves to do this. And this particular individual, who deserves all the credit in the world, actually.
Just amazing. The saga continues with that. Mustang Mike, good morning. Good to see you. But yeah, I'm going to end it. It's 4 o'clock, 2-hour show. Stay safe out there, guys. Don't fall for too much of the propaganda. Definitely don't be blocking ISIS path, because they will shoot us. I mean, they just proved it yesterday. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I will see you tomorrow.